Hello everyone. In this chapter, we are going to discuss what is the meaning of competitive environment. Means we will discuss about the competitive environment. First, we will discuss about the meaning of competitive environment. Then we will discuss about the Michael Porter. Means who is Michael Porter? Michael Porter's five forces model, threat of entry, supply power when many buyers power when many suppliers, threat of substitute, threat of competitive rivalry. So we will start with the meaning of competitive environment. These days, you can assume that nearly every work environment is a competitive environment. The primary source of the competition can vary from one work area to another, but there is competition from other local or area firms, from out of state firms, and from companies located all over the world. Competition can emerge seemingly from nowhere with the emergence of new products that replace current products with more desirable products or with products that provide the same benefits at dramatically lower cost. One often cited and model describes the competitive environment as having five distinct elements. It is known as the Michael Porter's five forces model. First of all, we should know who is the Michael Porter. In 1979, Michael Porter, a Harvard economist specializing in industrial organization, wrote a Harvard Business Review article entitled How Competitive Forces Shape Strategy. It's still the best source on the subject of economic market competition. Not many economic articles remain current for 4 decades, but and most and do were written by Nobel Prize winners. Porter is the exception, although he is reportedly been in contention, probably because until the 21st century, the Nobel Prize in economics was restricted to pure economists. Porter's area was industrial organization, which is generally considered applied economics. For the same reason, it has been and continues to be particularly influential on forward-thinking companies looking for a competitive edge. Now, coming on the Michael Porter's five forces. Porter's analysis of the competitive environment is not complex. On the contrary, it's straightforward and easily understood. He proposes that competition in a given industry depends upon the interaction of five separate forces. How profitable or difficult the competitive environment may be, it varies widely among given industries. Producers of steel can, for example, operate in a competitive environment which ensures that profit remains generally low. Other industries such as manufacturers of soft drinks and toiletries exist in competitive environments where there is a room for quite high returns. In Michael Porter's five forces model, there are threat of new entrants. There are five forces: threat of new entrants, bargaining power of suppliers, bargaining power of buyers, threat of substitute products, and at the center there is a rivalry among existing competitors. Rivalry among existing competitors is having the different aspects such as number of competitors, diversity of competitors, industry concentration, industry growth, quality differences, brand loyalty, barriers to exist, switching cost. Why? Threat of new entrants is consisting barriers to entry, economies of scale, brand loyalty, capital requirements, cumulative experience, government policies, access to distribution channels, switching costs, etc. Bargaining power of buyers depends on number of customers, size of each customer order, difference between competitors, price sensitivity, buyer's ability to substitute, buyer's information availability, switching cost. While the bargaining power of suppliers depends on number and size of suppliers, uniqueness of each supplier products, and focal company's ability to substitute. Threat of substitute product depends on number of substitute products available, buyer potential to substitute, relative price information of substitute, perceived level of product differentiation, and switching cost. So we will now explain one by one, starting with threat of entry. Competitors can arise from more than one area in an industrialized economy. A company can make a strategic decision to enter an area for any number of reasons. Among them, because the area is underserved, because profit margins are usually high, or because the entering company benefits from a patented process or produce that gives them a unique advantage. It should be noted that these advantages are not permanent. The shape of the competition changes nearly continuously. Porter observes that when Polaroid's instant photography patents expired, Kodak was well equipped to enter the market. Writing in 1979, Porter could not have known that in a few years, digitalization would drive one company out of business and the other into Chapter 11. As it turned out, the most significant competition was a company that in 1979 sold a grand total of 35,000 relatively expensively hobby products worldwide. By 2017, Apple was the world's ninth largest company with annual sale of $217 billion. Now you can say the Kodak is also out of the market. Porter's analysis indicates that Apple's Porter's security is no greater than Polaroid's. Threats can come from anywhere and are difficult to anticipate. In fact, Porter maintains that concentrating on future sources of competition rather than on present product is key for company survival. Now, suppliers from power when many buyers. Porter points out that when there are only a few sources of supply but many buyers, suppliers will dominate and command a greater share of profits. China's strategies for solar panel sales is an example of business strategy based on the expectation of driving prices down for enough that suppliers in countries with higher labor costs cannot compete. Eventually, leaving China's solar industries as the predominating major supplier, at which point China will be able to control profits throughout the industry. Now, coming on the buyer power when many suppliers. Third is the buyer power when many suppliers. In the reverse situation, where there are only a few buyers and many suppliers, buyers will dominate with and will control suppliers' profit. Apple, for example, has more than 200 Chinese component suppliers for its iPhone. Competition among these suppliers for a single buyer has repeatedly driven down supplier price to the point where workers have been mistreated and forced to work long hours without break under difficult conditions. Even you can take the other example, Foxconn, which is known as Han High Precision Industries Limited in China, Apple's largest Asian supplier, has been caught using student interns and forcing them to work overtime without overtime pay in an effort to maintain market share. Apple has been criticized for the situation and has made some attempts to ensure equitable work conditions for workers in these factories. As Porter might have predicted, when the suppliers or buyers imbalance shifts in favor of the buyers to such an extreme, the resulting competition will drive prices down to a point where suppliers may believe that their survival depends on lowering prices below the point at which keeping the workplace equitable and human for its workers is possible. Now, threat of substitutes. Another competitive threat comes from the availability of substitutes for companies' existing products. The pharmaceutical industry attempts to devise strategies that hold off the entrance into the marketplace of generic drugs are an example of a strategy opposing this threat. Sometimes, however, the substitute can come from an unpredictable place. The volume of first class mail the US Postal Service handles has declined dramatically since the introduction of email. Suppliers of components for gasoline and diesel powered automobile engines may soon find that the coming proliferation of electric cars over the next decade or so threatens their industries with substitution of components for electric vehicles, whereas other suppliers have more experience and are better equipped to compete. The threat of competitor rivalry. Peter's fifth force is the cumulative effect of the first four. Competition can come from anywhere, from innovative new products, from the emergence of powerful new suppliers or buyers who control the marketplace, or from product substitutions made possible by deregulation, innovation, or more cost efficient industries process, relying on innovative technology, a lower cost labor force, or both. What this means? Porter have discussed is that business need to look beyond existing products, the current shape of the marketplace and the current competition, and to focus on where competition may come from in the near and immediate future, overlooking latent and emerging competitive sources and potential new substitutes for current products will cost myopic business future market share, or even, as was the case with Polaroid, the survival of the company. So this was the Michael Porter's 5% marathon. Now, in the next chapter, we will discuss about the competitive strategy of the market.